go.
Okay, so we are starting our unit on circuits and on calculations. And the three things that we're going to be focusing on are, let's see, got to turn my pencil on, voltage, current, and resistance. Those are the main three components that we're going to be talking about. Now, voltage, this is like what applies pressure. Like if you think about a water system, the pump applies pressure to the system to cause the water to flow. And the more pressure there is, the faster the water will flow. So voltage is like your battery or your outlet. It implies, you could have a 9-volt battery, which applies more pressure than a 3-volt battery. So that's voltage. And the units for voltage are volts. And the letter that we assign to this is V. V stands for voltage. So for current is the flow of electrons. And when you have a circuit, let's say you have a light bulb, and you connect that light bulb to a battery. When you connect a complete circuit like this, a closed circuit where there's a wire going from the battery to the light and the light back to the battery, and there's no cuts in the line, then the light will turn on. And the light turns on because the voltage in the battery is causing pressure on the electrons that are in the wire and in the system, and it's causing pressure to cause all the electrons to move in a certain direction, okay? And so the more pressure is, the more electrons that flow. So that's current. And the variable that we assign to current is I. I don't know why they chose I, but they did. So I is for current. And the units for current are amperes. The third thing is resistance. R is for resistance. And if you think about like a hose, if you have a kink in your hose, it slows down the flow of water, right? It provides resistance to the flow of water. So resistance in a circuit, it slows down the flow. It slows or restricts the flow of electrons. Okay? And it creates resistance in the circuit. And the units for that are ohms, and you can use this Greek little symbol, omega. Either one of those are acceptable. Okay? So here we have a really simple circuit where we have a battery and a light bulb and wires that connect it. If you were an electrical engineer, you would draw this circuit like this. This right here is a symbol for the battery. And you have the plus side is on the long line, and the negative is on the short line. And you just typically write like what the voltage is. So we'll say this, let's say this is a 9-volt battery. So you'd write like 9 volts next to it. And over here on the right side, we have this squiggly little line, and that's the symbol for resistor. And so here, this is a resistor. And resistors can come in different values or whatnot. This light bulb provides resistance. So I'm actually using this squiggly line to signify that light bulb. And we can let's give it a number. Let's say that the resistance of that light bulb, let's pretend that that resistance is 3 ohms, okay? And then these lines here, as you go around, this is just the wire that connects the things. So when you connect this all together in a closed circuit, the electrons will flow, and they're going to flow. Electrons are negatively charged, so they flow from negative over to positive, okay? Now, we're going to use one equation a lot, and that equation is called Ohm's law. And that equation is V is equal to I times R. Now V, remember V is voltage, V stands for that, I stands for current, and R stands for resistance. And so we have V, we have our 9 volts. If we wanted to solve, like in this system, if we wanted to solve for current, we know the voltage, right? So that's 9. We don't know I, which is the current, but we do know the resistance. The resistance is 3 ohms. So we can put that here. So now if we want to solve for I, we need to get I by itself. You can divide both sides by 3. And then you're left with I is equal to 9 over 3, which is 3, and the units are amps. So here you could say this is 3 amps. Okay, let me give you a sample problem for you to try it on your own. So let's try, let's say it's a 12-volt battery, and let's say you have, and this is resistance of 2, and you're solving for current. So pause the video and do that. Okay, so our equation is V equals IR. Our voltage is 12. We don't know what I is, and our resistance is 2. So here if we look at this, we can divide both sides by 2, and we can say I is equal to 12 over 2, which is equal to 6 amps. So here the answer is 6 amps. I will be doing another video next on how to do series circuit calculations.